Welcome back to Old Time Rock and Roll. I'm your host, David Tear, where I've been featuring my personal top 3,000 songs of the rock era from 1954 to 1999. Today I'm up to song number 2879. I'm skipping one in case you guys didn't notice. I'm going to skip song number 2880 until Mother's Day in a couple weeks because I'm going to give it as a long distance dedication to my mom. I think it's a pretty song. It's not That's All Right Mama. It's a different song. I don't think you guys are going to guess which one it is. But I'm going to do that to karaoke. Hopefully, I won't make as big a fool of myself as I did the first time I did this. But anyway, just wanted to give you guys a heads up on that. But the song I'm featuring today is She Believes in Me by Kenny Rogers. This was released on his album The Gambler, which came out in 1978. The single was released the following year. And Kenny Rogers has had an amazing career. Well, he died in 2020, I guess 4 years ago, but he was born in 1938 and he had a really amazing career. I mean, he's probably the biggest country crossover artist of all time. He was mainly known as a country music artist, but here's a picture of him. But I mean, just about all of his country hits were also pop hits. So he really was really amazing. But I'll just go through his history briefly. So he got started in the 1950s. He had a minor hit with a band called the Bobby Doyle Three. Here they are, and they were only around for a few years, from 1963 to 1966. I'm not sure which one he is in this picture. Probably got him a laugh, but anyway, they had a minor hit in 1957 called actually, they were from 63 to 66. They had a couple minor hits. They had Empty Pockets Filled with Love and Don't Feel Rained On. And then in 66, he joined this group here called the New Christy Minstrels. I guess they were a big country, kind of folk country band. And he was with them for a year from 66 to 67. But then he kind of made it big in 67 with this group here called the First Edition. They later became known as Kenny Rogers in the first edition. And they had a big psychedelic hit, which really surprised me when I first learned that Kenny Rogers recorded a psychedelic hit. But it was a big hit, went to number 5. It was called Just Dropped In to See What Condition My Condition Was in. Pretty good psychedelic song, really trippy song. And about uh, the song I would least expect Kenny Rogers to perform in. But he did, and they did a really good job with it. And they had a couple other hits. They were around till 1970. Some other hits of theirs were Ruby, Don't Take Your Love to Town. That was 69. Actually, I skipped But You Know I Love You. That came out in 68. And 67, they had Something's Burning. Those were some other big hits of theirs. And then I guess after 1970, Kenny Rogers made it as a solo artist. I'll go back to a picture of him. And then that's when he really took off as a solo artist. And I'm just going to name all of his top 40 hits since the 70s. So his first one was Lucille. That came out in 77. And also he had Daytime Friends the same year. In 78, he had Love or Something Like It and The Gambler. That was featured on the same album, The Gambler. The song I'm featuring today, 79, She Believes in Me. That's the one I'm featuring today. That was also featured on The Gambler. Also had You Decorated My Life and Coward of the County. Um, in 1980, he had a lot of duets too. In 80, he had a duet with Kim Carnes called Don't Fall in Love with a Dreamer. And then he had some more solo hits. He had Love the World Away and Lady. Lady, I believe, was his first number one hit. In 1981, he had I Don't Need You, Share Your Love with Me, and Blaze of Glory. In 82, he had Through the Years, Love Will Turn You Around. And he had a duet with Sheena Easton called We've Got Tonight. That was actually a remake of a song by Bob Seger. I prefer Bob Seger's version. Uh, and then he also had All My Life. And then in 83, he had a second number one. This was another duet with Dolly Parton. It was called Islands in the Stream. And then in 84, he had This Woman and another, actually, he had a trio with Kim Carnes and James Ingram called What About Me? And I believe that was all his top 40 hits, but pretty amazing career for Kenny Rogers. Not only was he a great country crossover artist, he was also in several movies. And Anyway, that's my profile on "She Believes in Me" by Kenny Rogers. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you next time.